She was marvelous. She was smashing, and she was outgoing, and she was everything. She was a model, she was an actress, and she was all of that. And she knew my dark secret that I couldn't draw. And I, I wouldn't even, she wouldn't even let me do, dishes at home. I was so bad in her eyes, but we loved each other and we had a lot of fun for a while. Either way, on one occasion we bought a piece of furniture, a huge piece of, it was a TV table out of walnut. And it was expensive. This is in 1991. It was almost 10,000 Swedish kroner. And back then, that was a lot of money, especially we didn't have high-paid jobs. And so we put it in front of the TV, and she was so proud of that piece of furniture. And she looked at me and she said, Per, ain't it just beautiful? And I said, oh, honey, it is so nice. I didn't like it at all. That's how we guys work. So I said to her, oh, it's so beautiful, darling. I love it. And so it was hanging out there in front of the TV for a while. And one day she said to me, I'm going to go see my parents. I'm going to go see my folks back home. And we got married in the Kennedy family private church. George and Barbara Bush were at my wedding. And what was I doing there? I don't know. I was there. When she was gone, I got this splendid idea, supreme idiot idea. I'm going to repaint the table. I just got this little, my mom said to me, you got to find your own feeling. And I'm like, yeah. So I went downtown and I bought like 9 buckets of paint. 2 of them were light shades of blue, 2 were light shades of yellow, and 5 different shades of white. And 1 with lacquer. And so there I am, 10 p.m. one night, and I've got classic music loud. I got this butcher apron on, and I sort of turn my eyes inwards and close my eyes to see better. And I was trying to find that feeling, and 2 brushes in each hand, and I go crazy, and I saw this little thing. And 7 hours later, I'm looking at it. It's before me, and I'm going, that's nice. I like this. It was so nice. In my eyes, it was nice. You know where this is going. I liked it so much that I even put my name in the corner, like an artist. So there I am, awaiting her return, and I'm so high on anticipation as she enters our home. And she breaks to pieces, She tears her hair, and she's like, how can you? How can you even try? You know you can't paint. Why did you destroy this beautiful piece of exclusive furniture? And I'm like, oh, I was bitter and angry, and I had to go down to the local gas station, rent a car with a slab, what's it in English? Trailer. And only for the purpose of taking this to the local garbage station. And I'm like foaming at the mouth. I'm so upset, and I get to the trash station, and it's so heavy, this piece of table, I can't even get it into the container. So I put it on the side, and I sort of escape before those guys there get angry. I go to town and I buy an identical piece of furniture, and I put it back in front of the TV, and she's happy again. And my bitterness is gone. 17 years later. Pretty much so, because just about exactly 17 years later, my phone rings. I'm living in a different part of town, and she's no longer in my life, living happily with someone else. And the lady on the other side of the phone line, she says to me, Per, I have before me a table I believe you have painted. And I'm going like, wait a second, what are you talking about? She goes, oh, I have before me a table, blah, 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 you have painted. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, it has your name in the corner. And I'm like, oh, that one, that's a long time ago. And I'm like, but who are you? And she goes, well, before we go any further, I just have a question for you. How were you feeling at the time? And she laughs a little bit, and she goes on, and she says to me, You know, I'm calling you from Bukowski's auction house in Stockholm. For those of you who don't know, that's like the most prestigious auction house we have in the countries of the Nordics. This is a true story. This is pretty crazy. And now, rumor has reached me that somebody has purchased this table for the price of 35,000 Swedish kroner. This is so dumb. This is so, seriously so dumb. And I'm trying to figure out what really has happened. And I have come to the conclusion that somebody probably saw this table at the side of the container, didn't know that the artist couldn't paint. And this to me is where things get interesting. Because we learn from media, from neighbors, from girlfriends, from magazines, what beauty is all about. Because we walk around with small frames within which we find beauty, and we deny ourselves the opportunity to see the greater picture. I love this. As a brand freak, when I place brands or businesses in the market, or even so myself, I realize that it's so little about the product. Because products are today most identical. It's about the packaging. And if we can wrap things up in a package that take away the frame from people so that they can only smell it and feel the scent. Because to me, it's not only about the food on the plate, it's about the chandeliers, it's about the silverware, it's about the friends in the room, it's about the music, it's about the scent, it's about the mood, it's about the everything. And all of the packaging can excuse a fairly weak product. My mom said to me, you don't have to be great to be great. And this to me is living proof. Because if I would have painted this table to please others, it would not have sold for 35,000 Swedish kroner. It's that simple. You don't have to be great. We have an artist in Sweden called Holknekt. I'm not going to, explain who he is, but he fills to the last seat, 3 days in a row, 70,000 people with his concerts, and he can't even sing. I think that he sells out the full arena because he can't sing. I think that if we put him to singing school with Cliff Richard, and he came out singing like Peter Jöback, he wouldn't even fill O'Leary's. I think that this is the future of product identification, association, because back in the days, the product was the boss. Today, the competition is in the packaging, it's in the marketing, it's in the strategy, it's in the sculpture of the brand. If I say to someone, your company today, whatever it's called, finance, in 5 years, if I say your company name to one of your customers, what do you want them to think or say? It's 5 words. Take them to there, because the new customer, we've been talking about tomorrow's customer for so long. I've got news for you, they're here now. They are here. My daughter, she's 22, she goes to business school in Uppsala, and she's a hot, top grade kid. But she comes to my home, first thing she does, she opens up my fridge and she gets mad at me. Because I don't follow the new rules, and we're old people, we don't understand this stuff. We gotta listen in to understand the kids want businesses that contain people and hearts, and conscience. Because back in the days, who was the boss in the buying-selling transition? It was the salesperson was the boss. The brand was the boss. The product was the boss. Today, the customer is the boss. We have to adapt to fill needs.